What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer Day with TK. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon here in Findlay, Ohio. I just got back from my son's high school graduation. It was really, cool to see him up there. He was the salutatorian, so he got to give a speech, which means he beats me. I never made it to the stage. It was an interesting day, and I figure it's time to end it with a little bit of something a little bit special. So the beer I have today is this Einbecker. And this is a pilsner. It's the Einbecker Brauherren Pils. This is a mini keg, so if you check these out, this is 5 liters or 1.32 US gallons of beer. And I purchased this for about $25. So if you think about it, it's really not a bad deal. It's about $5 per liter of decent German beer, right? The local shop here had about 5 or 6 different types of kegs. They had Heineken, they had this and a few others, but I hadn't had this one before. I also like to buy these because I think the kegs make, a little cool decor for the shed once you're done. So you get the upside if you get to drink the beer, plus you get to keep the mini keg as a decoration, essentially. So Einbecker Brauherren Pils is from, obviously the brewery is from Einbeck, Niedersachsen, Germany. Probably butchered that, so my apologies. For the most part, I think most of the German beers I find are usually pretty good. A lot of them are fairly simple, so even if you look at this one, it has the ingredients on the side: water, barley, malt, hops, to the point, right? And if you look on the front, so I guess you guys can see it, it says it in German: Klassisch Herb Gerbraut nach dem Deutschen Reinheitsgebot von 1516. I don't speak German. But I can kind of do some deductions here. Obviously, I must say it's brewed in accordance with the Reinheitsgebot, right? Which is a German purity law for brewing, which said you're only allowed to have the 4 classic ingredients, which this beer does indeed have. Now, I went to check this one out. I went to the website, and it looks like the brewery, they do have a decent range of beers. Nothing crazy like the craft beer stuff you see now, but they did have a number of different beers. They had some Bock beers, some seasonals, and then some all year round kind of traditional German style beers. Nothing wrong with that, right? So we're going to give this a shot. I did a couple of mini keg videos before, and I've had some problems getting them open without making a mess, so I'm hoping for the best today. This one comes in at 4.9% ABV. As far as the ratings, they're okay. Untapped was a 3.38, Beer Advocate a 3.57. The aggregate score is an 81 of good. So I'm going to try to follow these directions and hope this pours nicely. So step 1, pull out the tap. If I can get it out. What the heck? Let's pull it. There we go. Gotta be forceful. Got it out. I know last time I did this, I didn't pull out the tap part far enough, and that was a problem I ran into. Now, step 2, release the gas. So pull this little thing on the top, slowly. There we go. And the beer's going, dripping everywhere as the air escapes. We got it now. We got it. Not a huge mess. All right. Now, when I turn this, we should get some beer. Let's hope for the best here. Ooh. Yeah, it's pouring. Shit. Got it on the table. What you gonna do? I feel like I don't have this open enough or something. Had a lot of noise with the air escaping initially, but now kind of quiet. Yeah, there it goes. It's just pouring real slow. I feel like the SpongeBob, one eternity later. What the heck? Well, that's clearly not the direction we want it to go. Well, I had 2 glasses because the last time I did this, it was just head everywhere in the first one. This is like a trickle. Let's find out what's going wrong here. Now that sounds like we're cooking. There we go. Must have turned it too far. I can hear it hissing now. That's pouring all right. So it looks like I won't need my stunt glass. Looks like it'll fill up in one nicely. Glad I did this in the shed, not in the house. I'm going to get yelled at for getting beer all over the place. And if you notice, I'm using the box. Pete and I have been sending the beer back and forth, so we're getting our money's worth out of this. Not only is it used to travel back and forth from Pennsylvania and Ohio 8 billion times, it also doubles as a table. All right. Let's call that a day. Let me check that out. Now, as far as the beer, nice clear yellow color. Decent amount of carbonation down the bottom, but nothing too crazy. Head, that head looks really nice. I mean, obviously it's a large glass, a liter mug. That's multiple fingers worth of nice white frothy head. Let's give it a sniff. A light malt. Maybe a little bit of a citrus note on there as well. Nothing too crazy. I mean, again, it's a pilsner. I don't expect it to have some huge hoppy presence or all kinds of fruit flavors. Is what it is. Kind of simple, kind of a nice smell to it. Let's go for it. Prost. I needed that. Been a long day. If you've had to sit through any graduations, they're usually quite difficult. You have to listen to all the people give speeches and the teachers and processions and all that stuff. So it's nice when you're done to be able to come back and decompress and relax a little bit. And this seems like the appropriate beer for it. As it's summer and it's starting to warm up a little bit. I would say it's a little chilly, but as we inch closer to summer, this is the appropriate beer. I would say this is medium to light bodied. It's not light, lower end of the medium scale. You pick up a nice bit of maltiness to it, but you do definitely pick up some bitterness. Some of the pills, the bitterness is kind of the variant there. They all kind of have a nice malty taste, and it's kind of like how much bitterness are you going to have. This has a little bit at the end. It's kind of interesting. When I was looking online, I went to Untapped and also went to the website, and they had the same blurb in both places. It says the perfect combination of the best hops and selected fine malts bring the classic bitter character of Einbecker Brewer premium pills to mature perfection. And I will say this, it does have a fair amount of bitterness to it for pills, but it does actually kind of work nicely, because up front you get maybe like a little bit of the honey sweetness and the malt, and then at the end, as it tails off, you get a little bit of hoppiness. And it's not an overwhelming hoppiness, it's not an IPA or even a pale ale, but it's kind of there just to balance out the malt sweetness, and I think it does a pretty good job of this. Again, I probably said this a million times, when you deal with these German breweries that have been making these beers forever, I think when I went to the website, it said the first recorded sale of this beer was in 1378. So I guess if you've been making a beer for 700 years or so, using only 4 main ingredients, you get a little bit of a learning curve, right? You figure out how to make it good and you kind of stay with it. So I think Einbecker Brauherren Pils, this is a solid beer, and I would certainly have another one. I look forward to knocking this keg off maybe today or tomorrow, see how long it takes. But I look forward to going through this, and I would definitely drink another one of these, so they get a big thumbs up. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up, hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. If you've had any of these mini kegs, let me know what your favorite ones are. Like I said, around my spot, I saw this, I think it's the Reisdorf Kolsch, they had the Heineken, and I'm trying to see which ones I had up here. I think they had the Goffel Kolsch, but I already had one of those, so I wanted to go for something a little bit different. So let me know what your favorite is. Hey, until next time, cheers.